Welcome guys, week 3, Athlete Extreme. Joining me now, Jeff Grimaldi, all the way from Florida. Port St. Lucie, Florida, a place I know well from the days back in the New York Mets. Now, what we want to do in this week is change it up a little bit. We talked about, last week I referred to strength curves and science behind training. It's very important when you work out that you do apply a science to what you do. Something that's influenced me a lot as a developmental kid growing up and into my years of strength training was the concept of positions of flexion or strength curves. Now, what does that mean? When we train, there's tension at some point in an exercise, right? So where in the exercise does that occur? Does it occur sort of through the mid-range of the movement? Does it occur most when you're stretched out and it's hard to overcome here? Or does it occur when you are actually at the end of the movement where you're contracting? We want to pick exercises and format them into one workout that addresses all of those points in the range of motion. It's not as easy as you think, but we're going to do it here, and you're going to see, you're going to experience an entirely new workout by doing it that way. But then that's not enough. We also have the concept of strength curves. And the easiest example for me to explain this to you is a bicep curl. If I were to use dumbbells and do a bicep curl, the hardest part of the motion, as you know, would be right in the middle. It's hard to overcome here. It's pretty easy here, it's pretty hard over here. I could stay here all day holding the dumbbells. So we know that at the end of the movement, it's not that difficult. However, if I were to switch that up and use tubing, it's pretty easy down here and it gets progressively harder at the end. So if you look at the strength curves, the dumbbells will peak in the middle and then drop, and the tubing would peak at the end. If you lay those on top of each other, you've now extended that strength curve all the way through from the middle all the way to the end. That is a great exercise. So what we're going to do here is combine our positions of flexion. We're going to hit their exercise through the different ranges of motion. Then we're going to come back with a band dumbbell combo to finish it off. Format is exercise number 1, exercise number 2 and 3, the contracted and stretch position, are going to go superset together. And exercise number 3 would be, again, this sort of band dumbbell combo. All right, so Jeff, you ready to get started?
Ready to go.
All right, let's go. We're going to work today chest and triceps. So go ahead and grab the bands. We're going to do a dumbbell flat bench press. Again, very classic, straightforward movement to work your chest. This, as you'll see, is where we want to work the chest through its mid-range. So what I mean by that, again, is that when you do a basic compound movement, they're sort of understood as the hard part happens almost through the entire range of motion. That's our mid-range exercise. Squats would be a great example for legs. Dips would be a great example for triceps. But here Jeff is taking them through. He does 3 sets of 12. Okay, he's doing a good pace, but he finishes off here. Okay, good. Again, he'd rest in between, and then he'd do his 3 sets, and then we go right into number 2, which is the stretch into contracted combo. So right here, we do a tubing sunrise, sunset. Just gonna stand out. What we do here is you can hook this around anything. We can do it around a doorknob, anything. You're gonna come out all the way up to the top, circle motion, squeeze in at the top, down, circle under, squeeze in at the bottom. So you're working upper chest at the top, down here, lower chest as you squeeze in underneath. So we're going right from our contracted exercise here, superset no rest, into our stretch exercise. Great, which is over here in a dip setup. Now, as you know, Athlete X, body under construction, we're on a construction set. You guys don't need to use horses here, although you could if you want. But what you want to do is you want to basically use anything. I've used a kitchen counter to do this. I've used an actual dip station, believe it or not. Whatever you have access to, the backs of 2 chairs, get it done. As you see, nice stretch at the bottom. Give it 1 more rep. Good job. So again, no rest between the sunrise, sunset, and the dip. Back and forth, 3 times for those. And then we finish it up with our band combo. So we want to work on a mid-range plus the extra band. Nothing better than a band-resisted push-up. So we're going to take our band here. Just going to wrap it around. Probably, if it's a little bit long, just wrap it around your hand once or twice. You know, you'll feel it. Around your back. We'll get down in position. You can perform a regular push-up. Again, as you see, the hard part of the push-up is down, hovering over the ground and getting out of that spot. You can hold a plank for 2 and 3 minutes, but now when you throw the band over the top, that's a different story. Good job. Couple more. Don't quit that soon. One more. Good job. So that would be his circuit there. He's going 3 sets there of that exercise to finish off chest. Now, that's only halfway through the workout. We now need to go and work on our triceps. So we're actually going to go back to the bench and do something a little bit different in technique to focus the attention now on the triceps and not on the chest. So you lay back on here. Now we just call like an elbows tucked dumbbell bench press. So what happens is, instead of allowing our elbows to face out and head out, all Jeff's got to do is allow his elbows to come in here and scrape his sides. If he scrapes his sides and then keeps them really tight as he presses straight up, now we've focused all the work on the tricep here. Nice job. So, and Jeff's a big guy here, so even as he comes down, if he has some flexibility issues that wants to squeeze these elbows out because his lats are there, he's going to really try to overcome that, keep them real tight, and then get them back out of there. Good job. Come on up. So again, he does his 3 sets here, prepares himself for his combo. So his contracted position, his stretch position combo. Here we're going to go alternating wood choppers. So again, you can hang this over your pull-up bar. Coming out to the side. He's going to come down and pivot, and come down and pivot. That's it. A little bit more athletic at your hip. There you go. Good. Keep it going. So alternating right, left, right, left. Great. Drops them down, no rest, comes back over here, grabs the dumbbell, pulls it, overhead dumbbell extension. So now we want to work that stretch position of the triceps. You can see, hold it right here for me, just hold it. Peak tension here that he's got to overcome is with his tricep as stretched as it's going to be. His arm is up and extended, his elbow is bent. So now he's got to overcome that. Completely different exercise than what he just did where the peak tension was at the bottom when he was contracting. Go ahead. If you're not utilizing different ranges of motion, different points of flexion in your exercises, then you are ignoring a major component of how your muscles work. We don't ignore components of how your muscles work with Athlete Next. We train you the way you're supposed to be trained. We train you the way your body wants to move. One more. Okay. Now, the killer of them all. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to get a way that we can combine our dumbbells and our band at the same time. Now, you probably know one of my favorite exercises is that band dumbbell extension, right? Or at least the dumbbell lying extension. Can we do it where we have a band as well? And the answer is yes. Now, how do you hook the band? So Jeff is going to do a lying tricep extension on the bench. How do we get the band behind him to be able to be utilized in this exercise? There's a lot of ways you can do it. If you have a post, you can hook it around. If you're actually in the gym, no problem, you hook it to a low cable. But what if you're just at home and all you have is like a weight plate and a band? Well, I want to show you something. If you take a weight plate, you can take a 45-pound plate, take your piece of tubing here, just slide it through, and put that down on the ground. Now we've got this pretty much in place. So Jeff is going to take the bands. He's going to grab his dumbbells. What you'll notice is he stepped inside the bands. He's not outside the band. He's actually inside the bands. Now he comes down. He lays down. Now we're on a hardwood floor here. If I were to take my foot off, this thing would slide right into the back of Jeff's head. But we're going to actually, if you're at home, you're good to go. Now look at it. We now have peak tension back here and then peak tension because of the bands up top. This might possibly be my favorite tricep exercise. He's still doing the same technique, guys. He's keeping his elbows back so at the top they're still angled backwards. That's perfect. So again, he's going 3 sets of these and that finishes out his workout. Give me one more. Nice job. Perfect. If you haven't tried to train this way, and a lot of you guys probably have not, by the time you're done with week 3, you're going to be thanking me. You're going to be cursing me while you're doing it, but you're going to be thanking me when you're done because you're going to experience an entirely different workout. We're going to keep going in this phase here. We're going to keep adding on. We're going to split these muscle groups up further as we go. Same concept throughout, guys. And we have a challenge waiting for you at the end that is pretty tough. I'm not going to get Jeff worried. It's too early in the week to do that. But guys, I'll see you back here tomorrow. Get ready for another extreme workout, Athlete Extreme.